Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. An Iranian missile strike on Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan Air Base has left 12 U.S. soldiers injured, with 2 in serious condition, and damaged American aircraft, Metro Kalau UK reports. This comes after a March 1 attack on the same base killed U.S. Army Sergeant Benjamin N. Pennington. At least 303 Americans have been injured since President Trump initiated Operation Epic Fury on February 28th. The conflict escalated further as Yemen confirmed its first strike towards Israel yesterday, marking its entry into the war. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated that the war is expected to conclude in weeks, not months. President Donald Trump criticized NATO members for not supporting the war, calling the alliance a paper tiger. Iran has warned the U.S. and Israel are playing with fire following strikes on Tehran's power and nuclear sites, threatening a heavy price for Israeli crimes. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk also cautioned that further escalation is likely. Net reports that Kuwait International Airport was subjected to urgent drone attacks on Saturday, March 28th, causing significant damage to its radar system. According to media reports citing the country's civil aviation authorities, the multiple drone attacks targeted the crucial radar infrastructure. Fortunately, there were no casualties reported as a result of the incident in Kuwait City. Authorities are investigating the full extent of the damage and the perpetrators behind the assault. The U.S. Department of Defense is reportedly considering diverting air defense interceptor missiles and other armaments initially intended for Ukraine to the Middle East. This move comes as the U.S. military faces a deepening ammunition shortage exacerbated by the prolonged conflict with Iran. The Washington Post reported on March 26 that this potential reallocation could affect the volume of supplies reaching Ukraine. Former President Trump, in a cabinet meeting on March 26, commented on the flexibility of using stockpiles in one place for another. Meanwhile, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, addressing the reports at a press conference in Brussels on March 26, affirmed that essential equipment supplies to Ukraine are ongoing and will continue. This news comes from Yomiuri Shimbun Online. The Canadian press reports that Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have claimed responsibility for their first missile attack on Israel since the war began. Israel's military confirmed it intercepted a missile launched from Yemen early Saturday. This marks a significant escalation, as the Houthis had previously maintained an uneasy ceasefire with Saudi Arabia and focused their attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. The new strike reignites concerns about potential disruptions to global shipping, a corridor through which vast amounts of goods pass annually. The article notes that prior Houthi attacks on vessels had already caused considerable chaos in the Red Sea. The broader conflict also saw Israel strike Iranian nuclear facilities, prompting threats of retaliation from Tehran and further attacks on Saudi bases, affecting U.S. troops. Diplomatic efforts and U.S. troop deployments aim to contain the escalating regional tensions. Net reports that Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak has instructed the Ministry of Energy to draft a government decree banning gasoline exports starting April 4, 2026. This ban is expected to remain in place until July 31st. The measure aims to stabilize domestic fuel prices and ensure priority supply to the Russian market. According to a government statement, officials emphasized President Vladimir Putin's directive to prevent domestic fuel price increases from exceeding projected levels. Novak noted that turbulence in the global oil and petroleum product market, exacerbated by the crisis in the Middle East, is causing significant price fluctuations. Despite this, strong demand for Russian energy resources in foreign markets continues to be a positive factor. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.